I've had the opportunity to get to know a lot of these panelists as we started preparing for this event. And what we found is that although we might they might share the same commonality of success, their journeys of how they achieve that success is very different.
And there in my bio, basics law, I actually, is this thing on? Actually originally grew up here in Houston. I'm actually a 5th generation Houstonian. Grew up in Katy. A little bit about my background to where I think that actually has helped me along in this business is the different aspects of the industries that I have been in within the years. I actually have a horticulture degree from college. Had a landscape company for about 10 years and dealt with builders, which is kind of one of my strong areas. And that kind of led me into then basically owning a graphic design marketing firm. We do probably 6 of the largest home builders here in Houston, everything graphic marketing wise, billboard, newsprint, magazine ads. And that aspect of it, I don't do the creative there, my business partner does. But he basically does my creative when it comes to my actual real estate dealings, which has been great in getting me the custom builders that I represent and work with. And all of those things combined, as well as 2 years of architecture, I think has just all come together has made it very to where the builders that I work with, that's why they work with me, because it's not just selling a home. I deal with every aspect of the home from ground up and have knowledge of it all. So I think that's what's kind of really helped me along best. And mostly work inside the loop. Grew up in Katy. Moved inside the loop 10 years ago, and that's predominantly now where I do my businesses. Memorial Park, Rice Military, Heights, and Shady Acres, and into the River Oaks area, a little bit midtown. But,
oh, okay. How dare you. But I was in the business 6 months when my husband turned to me and said, do you think maybe you should get a second job? And I said, just give me a little longer. At 9 months, I finally broke even. And the second year, I was the top single individual agent in my team. And in my office at Keller Williams. And then my 3rd year in the business, I was the #1 in the Houston region. So it worked. He just had to be patient, and I knew it would. And so my advice for newer agents out there is just be persistent. But we'll talk more about that in a minute.
Martha Bennett with Keller Williams Southwest in Sugar Land, and I've been in the business about 6 years, and I truly started in Los Angeles, California, near Santa Monica, Manhattan Beach. I learned a lot about real estate there because that's truly a dog-eat-dog world. You either get up and do the work or you're out, and so I learned quite a bit there. It's a lot different than Texas because, first of all, there is no home builders. There's not a one. They don't have any more land to build. And so that was something that I truly found to be such a different thing when I came to Texas. And so whenever I moved here, I thought that builders were something I really needed to tackle and understand. And so last year was the year that I decided that I was going to go after builders, and that's where a lot of my success came from last year, was listing and working with builders in general.
Mark Demas. What's interesting is that when I was about 18 years old, I called my uncle. Some of y'all might know him. His name is Keno Torres. He a realtor, has been in the business for a long time, and I asked him, hey, do you think I should get into real estate? Because he always drove these fancy cars, Monster Hitman Lincolns and things like that, and always dressed nice. And he was telling me, boy, he goes, that 20% of the agents do 80% of the business, and 90% of the agents don't ever succeed, their first year and don't get their license. And he said, so you need to stick to something else. And so I was like, okay. So I ended up doing, odd jobs here and there. Entrepreneurial things. I never held a job longer than 6 months, and got involved in mobile home parks and mobile home dealerships, so I learned a lot. And then when I was about 7 years ago, 26, I wanted to get out of that business and step into something else, and so I gave him a call again to ask him about some other ventures that he might know about, people to get me into the door, because I never went to college. I didn't have any degree like that. And he says, well, you need to really just get into real estate. And I was like, man, is this the same guy that just told me not to get into real estate? So I started in real estate in April of 2002, I believe. In December, I closed $1 million in December, and I said, this is the greatest business in the world. I said that you can step in and make $30,000 in 1 month. And I never looked back. So it was just one of those things that, once you hit it and you taste it, I guess you taste the glory or you taste the success, you don't want to step back and do less business than you did, I guess, the previous month. Also have 4 children and a wife that stays at home, so that's a motivation for me to also work hard and stay on top of the game. So.
Lisa Bolden, I'm with Texas Cornerstone Properties, and we're out of League City, Dickinson area. I'm probably one of the younger of the young. I've only actually been licensed for just about 3 years. And it's been a really exciting 3 years. Prior to being an agent, I did stay at home with my children, which the bio reflects that y'all have there at the table. Prior to that, I was in the restaurant business, so that was also a different kind of stressful industry, so I was certainly used to that. I'm married. I have 2 little girls. I did stay home with my children for 4 years, and all during that time we did have the plan that I was going to get into real estate. However, we did know that it was something you can't do part-time. You have to put your all into it. So about 3 years ago, we decided, that we did have the time to do it. I certainly have a large support network within my family. My husband's been by my side the whole way through it, and he's definitely contributed to me being successful. Certainly things do continue to change within the industry, and we've just really remained consistent with our marketing of ourselves and the service that we provide to our clients, and that's really what's been the key to our success. Thank you.
With Bayou Properties, I'm the commercial real estate broker on the panel, and I really fell into real estate. I got out of the Marine Corps in late 2003, and I went to work for a company that manufactures paper bags, and I started doing facilities management and managing their plant and operations and whatnot. And they had a real estate company in the exact same office, and between the manufacturing company and the real estate office, there was nobody ever in the office other than me. So I started taking all the leasing calls. So they sent me off to get my real estate license, and started doing a bunch of commercial leasing and management, and about 3 years ago started a whole nother brokerage company, and just been kind of off and rolling with it from there. So a lot of the work that I do is managing and leasing and selling properties for the company that I'm an employee of. And then we also have a brokerage company where I do outside clients. I have a couple banks, credit unions, independent small businesses, and investors as well.